get a couple of lawsuits, you know.
Because of me, he was doing
So you had such a great experience.
We were like, God knows where these guys stay.
Yeah, and the poor guy had to fire you.
Yeah, this was kind of my master's.
They're hungry with us.
My sister Ben reacts.
Lucky you get one holiday a month.
Dash and Nishirawa.
Starting points are different for everyone.
Like, so I would get yelled at. So as you guys can see, we finally joined by, yeah.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on.
Harsh finally decided to show up.
Yes.
Hi Harsh.
Hi everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
How was the emergency on site?
It was an emergency, genuine emergency. I'm so sorry.
That's
I had
okay.
to go. Yeah.
That's okay.
Now I'm here finally.
Yeah, you're here finally, and we've been waiting to hear about your journey. So, how was your internship experience? Where did you go, Harsh? And how was it?
So I'm not sure if you know about.
I don't know about this.
So this firm called Studio Mumbai,
Uh-huh.
and it's based in Mumbai.
Okay, who's the architect?
It's a person called Jain.
Okay.
And he is definitely an amazing person, and he has a great firm, great practice. Definitely, like I'll start with the positives. Like that's how I ended up there.
Are we going into the negatives?
So definitely.
How did you choose this firm? Based on what?
So in our college, people had this mindset that if I want to practice in Bombay, I can't do much. I either can do a commercial project, which is a bigger scale building, or I can work with a builder, or I can, maybe have a couple of interior works here and there. That was the notion which everyone had. I wanted to practice some sort of sustainability where some, materials can be explored apart from a typical concrete jungle that Bombay has. That narrowed down my search a lot. I had this in my mind that I want to understand my trajectory from now till 5 years down the line where I want to work. So Studio Mumbai fit that trajectory very well.
Okay.
Where I was in Bombay, still I was able to practice as much sustainable, materials or explore all those kind of things. It framed the mindset in a way to at least try out new things and not have a set path which generally a Bombay infrastructure will give you. It had a very different approach to design. It had a different approach to overall how we think of a plot. How does a labor kind of help to build your reality, vision? So it had, of course, it's ups and downs, yes. But I would say that I don't regret or I don't feel bad about any aspect of my internship at all. Definitely a lot of lovely people that we met. A lot of interesting experiences we had, and the name itself, that I have worked with a firm in the past where it was Jain, or just that name itself has definitely touchwood been a bit helpful.
It opens doors.
It opens out doors for us, no matter how much people
hate on it.
I wouldn't say hate on it, but
I'm putting words in your mouth.
Yeah.
like hate is a strong word, but
It's treading very carefully.
Yeah.
No, but definitely, whatever it was, people say things about it, but I touch wood where I am here currently, because I had that journey with Bijoy. I could have had that exposure maybe if I done masters, maybe somewhere else or something, but this was kind of my masters. So yeah, no hate on that. Of course, working conditions and all are very subjective. If you're okay to work in that condition, if you go with that mindset that I'm not able to have Saturdays, Sundays or whatever. But at that point, do you actually really care about it? Like, it's okay.
Do you want to tell our viewers what the working conditions were like?
Yeah, so I think everyone knows about it. Whoever has heard
about the
firm, they definitely know about it. But just to give you an idea, there were no holidays, so we had to work throughout the week, and maybe if you're lucky, you get one holiday a month. So that's
Did you get that?
I did get that once or twice
Okay.
in the whole internship period. But how I took it was particularly that we, of course, as students, we just came out of college, out of academics, and we don't know anything related into the field, and that guy had poured a lot of efforts into creating a studio which kind of nourishes your mindset that okay, there's a different way, different approach to a typical thing of working as well. And it did.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're smiling a lot.
I'm just like, I'm just taking it all in.
She's having flashbacks.
I didn't work in this hall.
Okay. Maybe in your firm, maybe you might have gone through
Similar
Similar experiences, yes. So, see, we found such good friends,
Yeah.
good friendships. So
I think at the
why
end
hate on it,
you
right?
go through certain experiences together.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
trauma bond, right?
Bond.
And even I am very close to all the people who have worked with in all these firms.
Yeah.
So, it's
Yeah.
still we are all in touch, and
That's
it's a
true.
nice memory to share with someone. And
Trauma bonding.
No, trauma bonding is a thing. Like if you remember, we didn't know if that person's going to be there the next day,
Yeah.
and that kind of bonds you a little bit.
yeah,
It's like seize the day kind of a
Yeah.
thing,
wow, live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
I think I learned a lot.
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
age.
It taught
More
us a
than
lot of things,
architecture.
but deep within, like everyone was there
Yeah.
because the firm had set certain standards.
Yeah.
Which
No, I
helped
totally
to,
agree that.
yeah.
I mean, of course, there's a lot of conversation about should we separate the artist from the
Correct.
art. But let's set that aside.
Correct.
But as a firm and as an experience that one can have, if you have the mindset to go through with it, I think it's a great experience.
Definitely. Practicing it for like 5-6 years now, still I would say I might not be ever able to get to that level of detailing that guy had in mind. And
I don't even have that as a
that
goal
kind of-
because
yeah,
that's not
yeah.
possible in
it's not possible.
Yeah.
Like
where I am.
giving
Yeah,
5 to 10 years to a project
Yeah.
and just being passionate about it. I mean, that requires a different level of dedication or passion
Commitment,
or
to your
commitment.
ideas.
and
Definitely.
patience.
Stations to get
Yeah.
out.
Absolutely.
Like here, we are like it should get done within 6
Very
months. We are thinking
fast.
about months.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they used to think about decades.
Years. I
It's-
remember
it's a
the
different
design
scale.
process,
Yeah.
right? Like, honestly speaking, today I get projects where a client comes to me and they want to design in 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
So if they give me 2 to 3 days and I'm designing, obviously I'm not being super creative about it, right? Because you're like, okay, deadline, this is the time frame I have, this is what I can do. But like you give me some time and obviously that creativity will come out. You will get better results. But
Correct.
not everybody can afford to do that, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
at this point.
So not everyone starts at the same point.
Yeah.
Of course, there are a lot of talents, but
There's no privilege.
No privilege to get my own first project, spend like years on it, or make it amazing, make it beautiful, get unlimited amount of budgets, and then create something which could outshine everyone near my vicinity because I have the money to do it, right? Like,
Yeah, and also
could
let's
build
talk about how if you build things,
Yeah.
in most of our cases, something that's built is built.
It's built. Yeah.
You can't go back and
Correct.
change
Yeah,
it.
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have that time and budgets to explore that way.
Correct. Yeah. So
You don't have that option of refining
correct.
things.
Correct.
It's you learn,
Correct.
you move on
You
to
move
the
on, you build
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
next, and you do something else over there.
yeah.
Correct. Architecture particularly, I think, requires a certain level of, I would say, a privilege in the beginning at least, where
Absolutely.
it kind of catapults you to good projects. That's how your firm ideology is built. Of course, there are a lot of stories where people start small and
and go big.
but that happens maybe after 10-15 years of them struggling in this phase. But some people start early with everything, and then the first project itself is a
Bang.
marketing
Yeah.
thing where everything is packaged together well. Someone had 10 crores and I'm making that in 1 crore. The materials are going to look cheaper. The
Obviously,
labor is
yeah.
going to look cheaper. The finishes are going to look cheaper. The scale is going to be smaller. So, of course, the project is not going to look as good as someone which is with a 10 crore
Yeah.
budget. So, I'm not denying the fact that people have talents. They have talents, but starting points are different for everyone.
Privilege is
Privilege does
changes
matter a
things,
lot.
yeah.
So, I think this just puts people in perspective that y'all should not get depressed on starting out
Coming
small.
back to internships.
Coming back to internship.
Not get depressed. It's okay to start slow and then build it up gradually.
And architecture, we should sort of
should,
face it that it is a slow growth.
It is.
It's not like,
Very slow
yeah,
growth, and like your result is delayed.
Delayed
gratification, yeah.
So like 1 year at least you get to,
Yeah.
you need to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
something.
Because your building is only going to take so long. No? It's not like you can
Correct.
expect overnight success. Yeah.
She was privileged. She had her own apartment.
Which my dad was paying for.
Which is normal. So when I was in Mumbai, even I didn't get paid. I was getting
Yeah.
food coupons from Solar Kitchen. So my she used to give me lunch coupons and dinner. She used to reimburse the lunch and dinner. So that was paid for. And then
Here, nothing.
travel, stay and all, I did it. My dad did for me.
I burned through my savings.
You had savings.
Of course.
You won some scholarship or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Hey, no savings at all. That
was
the
our
prize
savings.
money.
Yeah, it was a prize money. You didn't like save it.
Yeah.
I would get updates from office, and then one day he's like, "Listen, I got fired." And I'm like, "You and Nasir?
No, two
Nasir
of
got
us.
fired a little earlier."
So there was a phase where he used to fire everyone. Okay?
Yeah.
Back to back. So first he fired the maid, then the watchman got fired. Then
I met him that day. He was there.
maybe he came back.
Huh.
He might have forgotten also that I
I
fired him.
fired him.
Then naturally the next person was
Actually, no. There were a few more people who got fired before me. So of course, some interns, the whole batch got fired, and I had in mind that
An inkling that you might get fired.
get fired because
It was the season.
it was the season of getting fired. I was the only one working there. Internship is still you're protected, right? Here I was working a little bit as a
you were
as an
getting
architect.
paid.
I was getting
Yeah.
paid for it, but I had no mentor, right? I had no one. There was me and directly the principal architect.
Yeah.
There was no one in the middle to tell me what to do. I was just doing randomly stuff, and then one day he came and saw,
And
this is wrong.
you took up Saath Rasta.
Yeah, I took up the
after
biggest project
Naveen.
that he was doing. He fired Naveen.
Yeah, he fired Naveen.
I think I got fired also like that, where someone else
Had to
told
tell you you're
tell
fired.
me that you two guys
In
are
front
fired
of you.
in front of me, and there was another person. Unfortunately, that person had just joined. That guy worked with me for 1 month on this one project, which I have because of me he also got fired. But luckily,
Did you also get yelled at and then served food? Because that is so confusing.
Food,
like
so
as
food.
a gesture
Yeah.
that yeah.
Like, so I would get yelled at, like, badly. And then the way he would make up for it is to give you food. That's not happened to you?
No.
He's not been given any food.
So it had, in my mind, it was very a clear relationship that that person hates me. There's no second
No.
layer.
For
to
me,
it.
it was like very confusing.
Yeah.
Like,
There was always
is today going to be a good day? Or is today going to be a horrible day?
there was always a food apology, and then when you're getting yelled at,
Yeah.
you get hungry because
My sister then reacts.
Like, okay, now I think it's time to eat.
Why am I getting hungry also at the same time?
That's weird. Oh, there's food. Okay.
Should we transition now from
Yeah.
Studio Mumbai to
I think
Brio?
it's time.
Sure. So, I won't name this person, but
Yeah.
whoever fired me helped me to transition.
He was the poor guy had to fire you.
Yeah, but he was quite
Nice.
helpful enough to
Yeah.
tell me to transition to a
Yeah.
better firm. Coming to Architecture Brio, where he recommended my name. That's why I got a quick interview at least. I think that was one of the best transitions that I could ever imagine myself being, because from working under someone where I couldn't understand how to build something, where there was no mentor directly which I could get in touch with. Here there were two amazing mentors who were
More approachable.
approachable,
Yeah.
and the scale of the projects were also very much doable. in terms of what I had been working with, where for 10 years maybe I did one project. Here it was very concise, systematic, everything was well done in place. Got to work on a very good project in Alibag, where I think that was the point where it took me from being a student to actually practicing each and every aspect of architecture. You know, the whole process where from designing till understanding how a BOQ works, like how money works essentially.
Yeah, we didn't have
We had no idea, right? Here,
because there was countless.
there was countless money. Here,
Unlimited budgets. I don't think we had BOQs.
we had no BOQs, right?
I didn't make drawings. Sorry, you were saying you understood how to make BOQs.
Yeah, so BOQ, I think that it's very important to understand a project from its conception till you do the final photo shoot. If I wouldn't have had that, I'm definitely sure I might not be able to even construct a single building
Today.
Right? The problems that come while executing and everything, got to see that firsthand. Both the principal architects gave me that responsibility to see it through. So thanks to them that I could see that one amazing project through, and because of that, now I think I'm very confident to say that I'm able to handle
Projects
a complete project
yeah.
by myself. Yeah,
Also, I think you're very young architects, so you could, I think, relate to them and the way.
Correct.
I think, and also like if as principal architects you take out that pressure of interaction between yourself and like even the intern, I think you're helping that person grow a lot, because if you're scared to ask a question, then there's no learning involved, right? Because you're constantly thinking, oh, what if this guy thinks I'm stupid?
That's I think the best part about that firm, where we could directly speak to the main person who's in charge. And
but you were speaking to Brio.
No, not internship, Brio, where exactly I could speak for them for longer, right? Longer than a Brio. I could. Of course not. No.
But was there a time when you were working with Brio when you realized, okay, now is the time to move on to different things, or maybe your own practice?
I learned everything that I could, at least for a particular type of architecture project, and I think that was exactly what I wanted to practice. After finishing that project, I was pretty confident that
you were ready for
I might be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
So I think that was the point when I thought, okay, let's try it. And luckily, one of my friends had an interesting project in mind, and he said, okay, can you help me with this? Wait, maybe I can help you in a way, and give it time, not just work part time while working somewhere. I transitioned from working full time to absolutely working on my own on this one project. So I didn't wait for a project to come to me for several months.
You already had something in the pipeline, and then
So it was quite smooth.
Now we come to Studio Mat. Then you guys started around 2018, 19ish.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So how has that been so far? I heard her version of it, but I'm also asking you.
Yeah, no complaints. Definitely very happy. I think the highlight here definitely is working alongside with her. Where
that's the highlight. Nice.
Because otherwise life is boring, right? Like, just work, go home, and this way we are able to go through those ups and downs together.
I was actually asking her, like, you guys are married and you work together, so you're essentially together all the time.
All the time.
I think we get bored if we are separated.
So it's like we enjoy working with each other. We work.
No, but that's what he's saying. The highlight is that he gets to do this with you.
And this very friendly banter most of the time. So it's fun. Both mindsets worked out in terms of that goal which we had in common.
Do you sometimes have conflicts, different opinions on things? How do you handle conflicts amongst yourself and your team?
Yeah. You want to start?
You can start.
This is the conflict already.
Who will start? Okay, so I'll start. With being principal of the same firm, we are aligned on a lot of things. That's why we are running this firm, and that's why we've been together for 10 years now. Dating and starting the firm and running the firm and everything. So in these 10 years, I think we've already had a head start knowing each other and where, what. So I think we know each other quite well regarding some things. Conflict is not on a major thing, like with the vision, but maybe a detail, a way of doing things, a way of like a smaller thing. The conflict
particular
is on
project,
smaller thing about a particular project. So now, as a process, what we are doing, we design things together and execute it
separately.
individually. So designing, all our projects are designed together, sitting here. But execution happens separately, or maybe only he's seeing this, something execution only I am seeing. That is where we independently handle our situation.
And you take the call.
And we take the call regarding what we are handling, and we don't interfere in other person's execution or handling. So I think right now it's that. And
so do you eventually want to separate out the verticals, or you're happy with how things are going?
That's going to be such a stark, key she can handle some style of it. It's not going to happen like that.
Okay. You like designing together.
We love designing together because at the end the ideologies match. So I think that's where we are completely aligned. Because approach to a different project is different. Can be a different way of looking at a certain detail, as she said. So that's fine. I think that's normal.
That's minor.
Minor discussion here, and that's also a healthy discussion.
You're open to having.
Yeah, we're open to the that idea. Also, we imagine ourselves to always have like these many projects, little bit more, but maybe bigger scale. So it's easier for both of us to handle and know about all the projects. I don't imagine myself being in a situation where I don't completely know about what's happening in one of the projects in the firm.
Okay. So you want to be as involved as
in everything,
personally. So I think that's going to limit ourselves to maybe a 15 or 20 project firm that at a time max. That also like on the maximum, but
not more than
that. Not like a 50, 100 project. Because I'm sure we won't be able to handle that much, where we actually put in the amount of detail that we do in each and every project.
What kind of projects are you currently working on?
We have a variety of scales. It's starting from, let's say, a resort where it's on a 2-acre land with 10,000 square foot area to let's say 1,000 square foot apartment as well.
Okay.
So that's the range.
That's the range. Okay.
But everything in the middle. Never say no to a project. Of course, now it has happened where 1,000 square foot has become the bare minimum, where that's a cutoff. Below that, it doesn't work for us.
Budgets
wise, so 1,000 and from there.
So architecture, interior, product, and then commercial and residential. That is kind of the overall thing.
Do you have a specific favorite?
I like residential, and I like product, interior. I enjoy doing that.
You like architecture. So it's a good balance.
It's good balance,
Okay, so now we come to the fun part of
this wasn't not as fun
for her.
This was informative. So now it's going to be a game. So we have a bit of trivia. So let's start with a couple of yes or no questions.